Ace Podcast.
Hey, this is Aaron.
And this is Craig.
And you're listening to my favorite podcast, Don't Wake the Kids.
On the Ace Podcast Network.
Welcome back to Don't Wake the Kids.
Hi, you guys and gals out there in podcast land. I'm John, and I love you.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to, I don't know if you've noticed, but the last, 3-4 episodes, I've tried to bring the energy up a little bit starting it out because...
I'm not influenced at all by anything you do.
That's true.
Yeah.
You just... You.
I exist in...
You.
My sphere of influence includes me and nobody else. I really am a self-absorbed asshole.
I can't argue.
No.
I really can't.
Like
I don't want to.
My niceness is like a reflexive action to me trying to balance out the karma of my shittiness.
You've never been a dick to me, but you've made things clear that if I were to ask certain things of you, that you would be a dick to me. Yeah. So, and I'm easygoing enough that I just don't care, and I'm not going to ask those things of you.
It's why we get along.
Yeah.
Man.
Which, I was telling you this earlier, and I'm sure I know I've mentioned it before on the podcast, that I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan.
Get out of town.
No, I'm a huge Hollywood Babylon fan, which is him and Ralph Garman. And I never really thought about it before, but your sense of humor and the things you say are really, really similar to Ralph Garman's.
So I'm Garmin-esque.
You should be in the Garmy.
I should be in the Garmy.
That's his fan club, the
All right.
Garmy.
And honest to God, I've not ever listened to the show. I like Kevin Smith too, don't get me wrong, but I only have so much time in the day to entertain myself. And most of the things I entertain myself with are just absurdist. Like the things that entertain me are like Salvador Dali paintings of does that make sense? You know
Sure.
what I mean? Like Salvador Dali's shit is just bizarre and stupid, and
makes no sense.
I'm interested by fucking nonsense.
Well, he's very pessimistic, and he's kind of a dick, and he drinks a lot.
I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah, no, he's really funny. Except he does impressions. Do you have any impressions other than Kermit the Frog? I've heard that one.
I have Kermit the Frog, and I have more, but we're done with the beers because we've been sitting here for so long, and so I can't really off the top of my...
I can do an impression of your impression of Kermit the Frog.
Hit it.
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here.
That's pretty fucking good. I like it.
Oh yeah. Well, anyways, so this is Don't Wake the Kids. Hopefully you know that already.
Because if you don't, why are you here?
Why are we here?
Why is anything anything?
Well, before we get into the show, I want to lay down a little guideline here.
For me? Because if you think I'm going to do what you say, you're crazy.
So for anyone new listening, the way this show works is we're going to talk for a little bit about whatever we feel like.
Basically.
And then we have some segments.
We have bits.
We bullshit for a bit, and then we have segments. Stuff that we actually do plan, and we work it out. So
we need structure in our lives, and this is it.
If you are jumping around and you listen to an older episode and it's just us bullshitting, or we had a specific topic and we talked about that all the way through, we do it different now. For the last, I don't know, I guess it's been about 10 episodes or so. But we do a segment on trending on Twitter. We just call it #trending.
Yeah.
We do real news or fake news.
That I'm lazy, so like I kind of don't like picking out when it's my turn to pick out the story. Like,
I pick it out like right before we start.
Right before I left the house is when I picked it. And so like I'm lazy, but I really enjoy doing it anyways. It's a
fun segment. I like doing it.
It feels like work, but the payoff is totally worth it.
Yeah, I really enjoy real news or fake news. Basically, for those of you that are new that don't know what that is, one of us, we trade off every other week. One of us will read a news story to the other one, and the other person has to figure out if they think it is a real news story or if it's fake, like from The Onion or other Empire News.
And it's gotten, because reality and satire, the line is so fucking blurred now.
We've really figured out that fake news sounds so real.
It does.
And real news sounds so fake.
It really does. And I can't remember which episode this was, but it was a couple of episodes ago. I was really disappointed that I didn't fool you with the Chinese
the
app.
fidget spinner?
No, not the fidget spinner.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
the clapping app.
The clapping app where you clap for the... I was like, there's no way he's going to get... This is too fucking stupid to be real. And it was real.
That was why it sounded so stupid.
Yeah.
But anyways, what else do we have? We also have a segment where... Well, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. We have a segment that we call YouTube Channel of the Week. That is exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, and it's not you're not gonna get your CinemaSins and your fucking late night with Jimmy Kimmel or whatever.
We try to get off the paved road.
You know, you got to get into the deep cuts with the YouTube Channel of the Week, because not everybody's gonna see everything it's not shit that's on the goddamn trending page. It's new and exciting. Or old and boring, depending on what you're into. I don't know. It goes all over the fucking place.
Exactly. And then our final segment of the night, every week, I guess, is the Playboy Advisor. So I recently started collecting classic Playboys. I have a couple from the 60s, a couple from the 80s.
Some Harry Bush torpedo titties. I say that, but really, old Playboy really was about the articles.
Yeah, there's not a lot of pictures.
5 pages of boobs, and then the rest of it is
and
articles.
And then 200 pages of, like, these things are thick.
They are.
And not a lot of pictures. Aside from
a man to death with these.
You really could. But the Playboy Advisor is that I find an article, one of the questions in the Playboy Advisor from, say, 1968 or 1969.
I think this week we're going with 1981.
This week we're going with the Bo Derek issue of Playboy from 1981.
And for those of you who don't know who Bo Derek is, anytime you rate anybody out of 10, it's because of the movie 10 that Bo Derek was in. Which, it may have been a thing before this, but I don't know, that I've never heard of anything else being rated out of 10 as far as people goes until I watched this movie.
I haven't seen that movie. I know her as the first live-action Jane, as in Tarzan and Jane.
I never saw it.
I'll show you some pictures in a little bit.
Excellent.
But yeah, that's what we do. So, before we get started into all that, I want to ask you all to just go over to iTunes and rate, review, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Head over to Facebook. Look up Don't Wake the Kids. It's just facebook.com/Don't Wake the Kids if you're on a computer. Go ahead and like and follow there. Same for Twitter and Instagram. Those are both at DWTK Podcast. Check us out on Podbean. Recently switched hosts, so we're at don'twakethekids.podbean.com. It's pretty cool in the fact that you can actually leave comments under each episode. So if you have something you want to say about something that happens in a specific episode, jump on there and leave a comment.
Yeah,
If
you love it, if you hate it, let us know. Especially if you hate it, because constructive criticism doesn't hurt my fucking feeling that I have left.
The only way we're going to get better is if you tell us we suck.
For real. Otherwise, we're going to think we're doing good, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing, which I'm good with.
Yeah. But also right now and every episode from here on out, we are live on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv/DWTK podcast and you can actually watch us record live. It's quite a different show than what you're hearing right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking to you. You are not on Twitch and you're not watching us right now. So you're not seeing what we're doing. You're not hearing everything we're saying because like 90% of what John says I cut out.
It has to be for the good of the nation and the world. I should be silenced. I'm against censorship unless it's on myself. I should probably shut up a lot more than I do.
But that is what we do here at Don't Wake the Kids.
And by the way, for the Twitch thing, ballparking it roughly Monday nights. Monday between 9 and 10 p.m. Central Time is when we get started. Yeah. Well, you say that, but we started recording at 11 p.m.
Yeah, but we've been on Twitch for how long now?
We've been on for, I think, a couple hours now. I think you backed off, though, and went back on. So either way, There's fun stuff that happens before the show while we fucking just
So
shoot the shit.
So we have a lot of pre-recording stuff that we do, and on Twitch you get to see all of that.
Indeed.
You get to hear all of that. You get to hear us just bullshit about stupid stuff that we're not going to record because some of it is just not... It's not appropriate to put out there for everyone else to hear, but some of you, select few, that get on the Twitch...
I showed Randall the greatest video that's ever existed.
It wasn't the greatest video.
It was the best, and you loved it.
It was... let's just not go there.
We won't.
So, I'm done with all that. Let's just get into the show.
Yeah.
This is where we bullshit for a little bit.
We do. And so you've got. I had a couple of weeks ago. I had a kind of an event. Like we're both kind of losers.
We don't do much. We don't get out much.
We really don't.
I mean, okay. I'm a dad, so that is kind of why I don't have a life.
And I'm an unlovable jackass.
And you're like 80, so
and also
it's hard for 80-year-olds to really get out and do things.
I have arthritis in my belly, and so it keeps me on the toilet a lot of the time. But I had a couple of weeks ago. I'm gonna say yes because it feels that way sometimes. But yeah, I had a night out a few weeks ago. If you listen to the show, I went and saw small people wrestling each other, and it was fantastic, and it was a good time. And you've got a thing coming up, which is usually on the weekend. I could just show up at your house, and I know you'll be here. But apparently, this weekend, not so much.
I would say 50 weekends out of the year.
Yeah,
there's 52 of them if you're not counting.
I don't know math, so I'm just gonna.
Then I would be home 50 out of the 52. But this last weekend, I got to go out and see Corey Smith. He played a free show at the casino.
Oh, that was this week? I thought that was next weekend.
No, that was last weekend.
My whole leading up to this is just completely wrong now.
Yeah. Oh,
I thought you were about to do it. I didn't realize you'd actually done it. See, this is what happens when we don't work together anymore. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But anyway, so yeah, last week you had a good time.
Yeah, no, last weekend, Friday night, I went to see Corey Smith play free show at the casino here, and it's right on the border of Arkansas and Oklahoma.
Did you go to Roland or Pecola? Pecola, okay.
Okay, so this year I've seen Matchbox 20. I saw Third Eye Blind.
That was the same show, right?
No.
I
saw Counting Crows. I saw Silver Sun Pickups.
You
Taking
saw,
Back Sunday.
You saw a lot of my my teenage years bands.
Yeah. My favorite band, my tied for top favorite band, Norma Jean. I saw them.
Okay, who are they tied with?
Coheed and Cambria.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Well, see, I've always, since I was 15, I've said Coheed and Cambria is my favorite band.
Yeah.
But since I was 16, I've consistently listened to a lot more Norma Jean.
Yeah.
So, because from that time, I always said they were my second favorite band, but I listened to them a lot more.
So much more, yeah.
So
I know the feeling.
But I've seen all of those awesome bands. Fuck, I saw The Offspring also, which were worse than all of the others I just mentioned.
I remember you telling me about that, and it did seem
so
fucking disappointing.
Don't go see The Offspring. They don't play their songs anymore.
Ugh, it's so bad.
But Corey Smith actually played... I'm not going to say he played a better show, but I was more entertained watching him on Friday night than all of those other bands.
Like, combined, or just... Individually ranked?
I mean, yeah, if I had seen all of them in one night and then the next night went and saw Corey Smith, yes, that first night would have definitely won.
Yeah.
But overall, individually, he was the most entertaining and the most fun.
So, okay, and you're going to have to explain because you're saying I know bands, but I don't know the names of the people
so
in the bands.
he's a singer-songwriter, country-ish. He's not really country... Definitely not this new pop country shit, but he's not really rock either. He's somewhere in between.
Southern rock is what they call that.
He's got a song. His most popular song is called 21. It's just talking about like how he was 17, pretending to be 21, going to bars and hooking up with chicks and stuff, and then going back when he's 26, wishing he was 21.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. But two of my favorite songs, there's I Love Black People was a good one.
You showed me that one. It's a good jam.
Yeah, and Fuck the Popo is another good one. It's got a bunch of great songs.
It's just a great concept to hear "fuck the popo" coming from a guy with a southern twang.
Yeah, right.
You don't hear it much.
And also, I love black people.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite line from that song, and that song is not actually called "I Love Black People." I don't know what it's actually called.
Yeah, I know you showed me, but it was like in parentheses, "I love black people." So,
yeah.
It's one of those deals.
My favorite line from that song, though, is "I love gay people. I love Chick-fil-A people." It's funny.
They are diametrically opposed to each other, to be honest.
But if you don't know who Corey Smith is, if you like country-ish music, check him out. And definitely go see him live if he's in your area, because he is really good. He puts on a great show. His bass player was phenomenal, but he looked like he was squeezing out a fart the whole time, and that kind of threw me off a little bit.
The very first concert I ever went to was I watched, and this is like, I don't know how deep cut punk this is, but it was the Voodoo Glow Skulls.
Yeah, that's not that deep cut.
Okay. And one of their opening bands was this band named Schlong. And have you ever seen that video of like the guy who's
the one
like
you just showed me? Yeah.
No, yeah, well, that one too. But like it's like the world's best drummer, and it's some guy, and he's just going absolutely apeshit on the fucking drums, and he's like super moving his arms around and shit.
The one at it's like at a church.
Yeah, it's like
it's like titled like "Guys at the Wrong Show" or something.
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah, but so basically, the drummer from Schlong was like that, and I was watching him, and I just was laughing my ass off the entire time. And Schlong was a really good band. Whether or not they exist anymore, I have no idea, because this was back in 1922, and there was no MP3. I couldn't download shit off of iTunes. So.
There was AM radio.
There was AM radio. I had to buy the band. One of the other bands that played, I had to buy their shit on tape. So that's how long ago it was.
Also, for those of you that are new here, you've heard us talk about John's age. And we've kind of alluded to the fact that he's pretty old. He's really self-conscious about it. That's why I bring it up so often.
I've decided to own it, but I'm not really good at doing that.
And if you get on Twitch, you will see him from the neck down.
You're not going to see my face.
He won't let me. He even wears a hat every week that we record, so that if he has to bend over for some reason and his head gets into the frame, you can't.
You're not
going
to see anything.
I mean, if he wasn't wearing the hat and bent over into the frame, the glare from the light above would
damage
white
your
out
camera.
The camera.
Yeah, and so I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I went and saw Corey Smith, and it was awesome. Except there's this guy. So I was in the very front with one guy in front of me.
Okay, so you're
between me and the stage.
Yeah.
Well, there was a little bit of a barrier, like 3 feet, and then the stage.
Okay.
This guy was pushing 5 feet tall. He wasn't very big.
Yeah.
But he was
a little fella.
He was a couple, maybe 10, 15 years younger than you. He's like in his early 40s.
Okay.
Hammered. Fucking hammered.
Swaying and...
Oh, he was just absurd. He was obnoxious, yelling.
Ugh.
Half of the show, he's yelling at Corey Smith. He kept saying, "Give me that set list! Give me that set list!"
What? Why would you even?
So, like most artists, they've got their set list taped to the floor in front of them.
Right, yeah.
He just
kept
screaming it
list,
over and over again, song after song. I was getting so mad. And then when he wasn't yelling to get the set list, he was making out with his girlfriend that was like, my age.
Ugh.
And I don't know, 6 of me. But I'm not fat shaming. I'm just describing the scene here. Well, so it gets to the point of the night where they're done prior to the encore.
Yeah.
So they leave, but the lights never come on.
Right.
Because,
everybody
encores
knows.
are
they're a thing.
They're planned now.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we bullshit about. We talk about it beforehand.
Right.
Or we at least write down so that we don't forget what we wanted to talk about.
I really need to start texting you with stuff, because like throughout the entire week, like just shit pops into my head. And then by the time Monday night rolls around, I'm just like scrambling to figure out what the fuck we're going to talk about.
If we do that though, then our shows would end up being like 2 hours long, because we would...
It would be nothing but bullshit tangents.
Yeah, it would just go back to the way it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't know. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, anyways, so they leave, And they go backstage, and this little guy,
Little fella.
runs under the barrier that's in front of him, rips the set list off the stage,
What
and
a
runs back.
Dick.
So Corey gets out onto the stage, and they go into their first encore song, and he looks down, and his set list is gone. So
Yeah.
he looks over at the guitar player's set list. Through the entire encore, all 4 songs, I think it was 4, I'd had a couple beers.
Yeah.
This guy is waving it above his head, the set list.
Just basically being a dick.
Like
about
holding it out. Literally, we are right in front of him.
Yeah.
Right in front of Corey Smith. This guy is holding it out, waving it around, and with his other hand is making like this, like he's miming signing.
Oh,
so he's
so
trying to
yeah,
get
he
him
wants
to
the
sign
autograph.
it.
Yeah. That's a good way to get an autograph, is to steal the thing that you want signed from the person you want
and
to
be
sign
yelling about it the whole time,
like an
while the guy's
obnoxious
performing.
Oh fuck,
I
that is
wanted to punch
annoying.
him in the back of the head so bad.
I
If-
want to punch him, and I wasn't even
If
there.
we were at the type of show that I'm used to going to, then he would have got punched in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And probably not by me. Probably by someone that
yeah.
actually could have beaten him up.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that made me so mad. But anyways, we left there, and I actually got to go out. I got to go to a bar. That never happens.
No, I
Never.
don't think. I think you, in the 2 years that I've known you, you've told me once before this that you went to a bar, and I don't even remember what the occasion was. But yeah, I've heard you doing that once.
But yeah, so we left the concert, and I went with my buddy Steve, and it was only like 10:15 when it was done, because it
Yeah.
started at 8. He wasn't ready to go home. He was drunk. He had a few.
Yeah.
I mean, he was buzzing really hard when I picked him up.
Right, he pre-gamed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and he made 4 or 5 trips to the bar during the concert. So
Nice.
he was feeling good and did not want to go home at 10 o'clock at night.
Steve's a good man.
I love Steve. But I decided I'd go downtown with him. We get down there and we're hanging out for a little bit. He wanted to go do karaoke, so we went to a specific bar that he goes to do karaoke at.
Which one? No, which one?
It's like fucking Cheers. We walk in and the guy that runs, like, he works there, he runs the karaoke stuff. He ran over and gave him a hug.
Nice.
Yeah. The bartender waved at him as soon as he walked in.
Yeah. So he's the norm of this place.
Yeah. But yeah, so I hang out with him for a little bit there. Not long. I think I was there for 15, 20 minutes. And I came home to make sure Amy was good. I don't remember what she was doing.
Was she doing it? What day was it?
Oh, no, she was live.
Yeah, I was gonna say she had to have
Friday
been doing
night.
a
She was
show.
doing her Pearl Chic stuff. And I came home just to make sure she was good, that the kids were still sleeping and all of that. And they were. And I told her that Steve was downtown. Oh, before I left, I was his DD. Like I hadn't drank. I'd only had a couple beers, and I needed to get home because his kids are older. He can get away with that.
Yeah.
But
You have
toddlers. I have a little more of a responsibility with my kids than he does at this point.
Yeah, they're a little more high maintenance.
Right. So I downloaded Uber on his phone and showed him how to use it so that he could get an Uber and get home.
Okay.
But I wasn't real confident in his ability to do that.
Yeah.
So I got home and I explained to Amy that, this is what happened tonight. It was a lot of fun, blah, blah, blah. Steve is still downtown drunk.
Yeah.
And hopefully he can figure out how to use Uber to get home. And
Did he?
she's like, you should probably just go back out there. I was like, all right, I will see you later.
Bye-bye.
So I went back downtown and I was the sober friend just hanging out with him while he gave this 24-year-old kid marriage advice. The kid wasn't married. He just wanted advice.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a fun night. I think I finally got home. We got in bed about 2 a.m. Thankfully for me, my wife is nice enough. She let me sleep until about 10 the next morning.
Well, you got your 8 hours.
Yeah. Steve had to be at work at 8 the next morning.
You fucked up, son.
But I called him after I woke up. I called him to see how he was doing, and he said he was great. He didn't have a problem.
I'd see he's got to be a younger fellow than me.
No.
'Cause he's really.
He's your age.
See, it wasn't like a huge thing, but I did go
You
to
graduated in what, 69?
72.
Okay, yeah. He's a year older than you.
All right, well, okay. But I went to my buddy's house and, had some, just fucking hung out. Like, it wasn't a big thing that I need to make a thing out of, but I drank some fucking scotch and then I had some beers and I didn't even get hammered, but I got home and I went to bed and didn't have to work the next day. Nothing. Just woke up naturally. Fucking hungover.
Yeah. So let's see, Friday night I had 2 beers at the concert. And that was within the first 20, 30 minutes that we were there.
Yeah.
And then we left, went downtown, hung out for a few minutes, went home, came back, had 2 more beers, like within the first 30 minutes that I was there.
Right.
And then we hung out for a couple more hours.
Yeah.
So I had 4 beers between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m.
Right.
And I woke up at 10 a.m. with the worst fucking headache. I didn't want to move.
See,
I don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
I don't.
And see, that makes sense for you because you, like you said, you don't drink anymore. I drink. Like, I'm not, okay, like, I talk shit about being a drunk and being drunk and all that shit. I'm not an everyday stumbling drunk. I drink every day, but I have like 2 or 3 beers every day.
Right.
Saturday, I had a little more than 2 or 3 beers. And really, a little more. Like, 6, maybe the equivalent of 6 between the scotch and the beers. I had 6.
Okay.
I get home and I just...
Well, they say 1 shot is equal to 1 beer. Depending on what you're drinking.
Okay, so maybe it was like 10 to 15. Nah, it wasn't even
That's
that
a
much.
lot.
I'd say like maybe 8 to 10.
I say in my frame of mind right now, that is a lot. If this conversation was happening 10 years ago when I was in the Air Force, I was
Right.
you pussy.
Yeah, exactly. But and it's one of the, like, I think my liver would be used to the fucking abuse I put it through right now. But I don't know, something about hard booze, I guess, just fucking just was like, fuck you, your head and your tongue and your mouth when you wake up and your breath smells like doo-doo.
Right.
It's the fucking worst. So anyways, okay, so I updated my phone recently to iOS like 11 point whatever the
11.
fuck
It's
on.
11.2.2. I think is the latest one.
Who cares? But I noticed, so I updated it over the weekend because like the iPhone just pesters you until you actually update it. It's like every day. It's like, you need to update your phone, and you're like, fuck you, phone, I don't want to. But this weekend I'm like, okay, I'll have it plugged in to where I can do that. And so I go to work on Monday, and I plug my phone into my car, and it's like, you got 24 minutes to get to work. And I'm like, okay, that's weird because I don't use Apple Maps ever. Like, really? I don't ever use Apple Maps for any reason.
What you're saying is Siri is smart enough to know where you work now?
Siri knows where I work now, but that's not the part that fucking creeps me out. Because, okay, so, I mean, location services, of course, I go back and forth to work 5 days a week. It's, it's far enough to, I guess, whatever. Location services aren't turned on. Mind your fucking business, Apple. But you texted me, you're like, okay, come on over. I plug my fucking phone in. It's like 10 minutes to your house.
Wait, what? Oh, to my house? Like it said 10
It
minutes
said
to Randall's house?
When I plugged it in, it knew I was going to your house to
What the
record the
fuck?
fucking show.
Okay.
I am not happy about this now.
That kind of thing with and I'm going to be vague here. For those of you that have been listening from the beginning, you understand why. For those of you that have joined in the last, 20 episodes or so, you're not really going to understand here, and that's okay. But with my previous work experience,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it because it doesn't matter if Apple knows these things.
See,
Everyone, the people that matter in knowing these things already know these things.
yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
See, to me,
You would rather just be all behind the scenes and not know about it?
I don't want. I'm worried now because I'm super careful with my phone and with what I say on it because of because I have weekends and I like to.
Yeah, you partake as you said.
Yes, I
like last
imbibe.
week. Those were your
Yes, and I don't want that to be used as evidence against me in a fucking court of law. How? I don't use Apple Maps. I have location services turned off for everything. But it doesn't matter. It does not fucking matter to Apple. They're like, you can turn this shit off all you want. We're still gonna fucking track you.
But on the plus side, if you have an Android phone, you can literally go to a certain website or whatever on Google that it will show you everywhere you've been for the last couple of years for as long as you've had an Android phone.
And that creeps me out even worse.
Yeah, Apple doesn't do that. So that's good.
It is good, but see, here's what's going to happen is that, and okay, so like I said it like I relapsed last weekend. Like I made it sound worse than it really is, but
Well, see, hold on. Even if you don't have those location services turned on,
yeah,
police, all right, say, and I'm going off of, all right, so a couple of years ago, a girl that I know was murdered.
okay,
Didn't know what happened to her. She was missing.
yeah,
And her husband and everybody was on the news pleading for her to come home, like they're out looking for her.
right,
Well, it turns out her husband strangled her to death.
okay,
He took her body and dumped it in the bottoms by the Arkansas River.
I go shooting down there sometime.
Eventually, they found this out by tracking her cell phone. This was like before smartphones really got in.
Yeah, they did the triangulation.
Yeah,
or whatever.
They figured out that she went to this area and stayed in this area just by her phone pinging the towers. So it doesn't matter if you have your location services turned off. If the police are going to try to get you on something, they're going to get you on something.
And I understand that, but I'm also not dealing with murder. Like I'm not a murderer or an arsonist or any of that shit. I just do what I do. And what I'm worried about is that when I plugged up my phone, it said 10 minutes to your literal address. Like it didn't say to this area. It said 605 yada yada yada. And that's what I'm saying. Like if I wasn't even if I was doing nothing of the sort, like why the fuck why do they need to know that I'm here right now? What the fuck, Apple?
Yeah. It's not necessary.
It's obnoxious, and I don't want to my phone and the places I've been being used as evidence against me, because that shit is circumstantial. If you're gonna catch me doing something wrong, you better catch me with my hand in the fucking cookie jar. You're not gonna catch me with cookie crumbs on my hand and tell me that my hand was in the cookie jar, because fuck you. That's circumstantial evidence. I know the law and my rights. I'm a sovereign citizen, and I'm not.
Oh my god! I was about to kick you out of Snowball Studio 37.
No, I will never be one of those people. But seriously, it's creeping me the fuck out. And you're listening to this and you're like, I don't do anything wrong. What the fuck does it matter? I'm telling you, dude, you just need to be in the area of some shit going down in order to be looked at, because they want to close fucking cases.
It's true.
And they'll close a fucking case on some weak fucking bullshit. And, especially depending on your socioeconomic background, you might get fucked over some shit like that.
To try to keep this conversation moving, because this could go on forever.
Yeah.
Speaking of some bullshit, so last week you everything that came out of your mouth almost was bullshit.
It was. There was a lot of just.
There was, at one point, you said something. This.
I'm clipped, and it happened before I was born, so.
You know what? I don't want to hear your shit because you did not catch that.
I didn't because I had a couple beers and okay, but so one more time.
I'm clipped, and it happened before I was born, so I don't.
That's a true story.
So we were talking about. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
We were talking about.
Well, obviously it was
clipping dicks.
We were talking about circumcisions for some fucking reason.
I do not even remember why we got on that.
But you said you are unclipped, but it happened before you were born, so you don't.
No, I said I was clipped, and it happened before I was born.
Is that not what I just said?
No,
or
you said unclipped.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You said you were clipped, and it happened before you were. So
True story.
John, so you were in your mother's womb in 1971. No, that's when you graduated high school. So
yeah, in 1954.
So you.
I don't even know if the math lines up on that.
But you were circumcised in the womb.
Yeah, there was a Martin Short got shrunk down, and he was in a little mini sub, and then he was injected into my mother, and then he went into her womb and kind of did a little thing with the with the lasers.
Well, for clarity's sake, I just want to real quick.
I'm clipped, and it happened before I was born, so I don't.
That happened. You said that.
What happened to the cutting of that?
I don't know. It didn't. It will be fixed.
Yeah. So yeah, anyways, yeah, a lot of what I said last week was bullshit. Very quickly, I realized what I said yesterday, and it's like they say, if you're depressed, just make yourself be happy. If you have a broken leg, just walk it off. And I realized that what I was saying last week was kind of fucking stupid, but at the same time, I mean, when the issue is your brain, shouldn't you be able to think away the problem? Like, so it's an experiment. I might succeed, I might fail. I would imagine that if that bullshit that came out of my mouth last week actually worked, the world would be a better place. But deep down, I'm an egomaniac, and I think I'm better than everybody else. So I'm gonna see what I can do about that.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Well, we're almost. Yeah. I think we're about ready to get into our segments. This week's hashtag trending.
Yeah, this week's was a little bit. I mean, it's the holiday season.
Yeah, and
we're getting there.
I mean, considering how funny a lot of them were in the past few weeks, this one's a little subpar, but there are some good ones.
Yeah. I mean, well, you texted me, and
Yeah, this was kind of a last minute. Last week's was funny because I caught onto it earlier in the week and saved it for later.
Yeah.
This one is a right before we decided to record.
This one is a 23rd hour job right now, but it is unlikely gift basket items.
Unlikely. Let's see. Gift basket item. How about
eggs?
Eggs.
You put all your eggs in one basket.
Okay.
Disappointed!
So, how about...
You do not perform well under pressure.
No, I have nothing.
At all.
Unlikely...
Gift basket.
Unlikely gift basket.
Gift basket.
Unlikely gift basket item. How about carpet?
Just not even like enough to cover your floor, just like a small piece.
Carpet in a gift basket.
Just a small piece of carpet.
Yeah.
That would suck. And I would never want to get a gift from you ever again. At any rate, so yeah, our first one is going to be from I like this. The name is really good.
Really good.
It's Shenanigans.
Shenanigans?
But Shannon, the name Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
885 is going to be a gift card to the gift basket store. I mean, come on. Why you just got a gift basket? Why would you need a gift card to get another basket?
Right. And I just said shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
I just wanted to point that out so that next week I don't have a clip of me saying something like your circumcision.
Well, I mean,
I said shenanigans.
You're in charge of editing, so I really can't
shenanigans.
Stop
anything. Shenanigans. I like that a lot. Shenanigans 885.
It is a good name.
All right, and the second one comes from @LukeWheeler01. Buffalo Bills use lotion.
I mean,
nobody wants that.
I mean, when it puts the lotion in the basket, eventually somebody's got to take the lotion out of the basket.
How do you use used lotion?
I don't know, but I remember. I don't know if it was like Jackass or if it was Viva La Bam, but Bam Margera would always torture his dad,
Phil,
and one time he put ground beef in the toothpaste tube. I don't know how the fuck he did it, but
that's
same theme, I guess.
That is funny.
And okay, so next we've got Real
JK Calloway.
A real Just Kidding Calloway. A smaller gift basket filled with smaller gift baskets filled with just one piece of candy corn. So it's like a babushka doll that just ends in disappointment.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like candy corn, but if I went through a bunch of gift baskets to get a piece of one piece of candy corn,
it'd be sad.
It'd be
sad times.
Be a little disappointing.
Indeed.
The next one comes from @JohnSense38.
We really should have scattered these different.
This is
way more applies to
this
me.
one is my favorite of all of them, and yeah, this one's more John. Fucks to give.
Yeah.
You're not going to get many fucks to give.
Like if I gave you a gift basket that had all of my fucks to give, you would.
There wouldn't even be a basket.
There wouldn't be a basket. There would be no fucks.
The negativity from the fucks that are in this basket would suck the basket into
I would
nothingness.
I would try to present you a present, and I would end up receiving somehow a basket.
You would get 4.
It would flip. And our last one is from
Das Scrambled Egg.
Oh,
Das Scrambled Egg.
Das Scrambled Egg. Blockbuster gift cards. Where would you? I think Alaska.
Blockbuster gift cards. Alaska, I think is the only state that still uses it.
Yeah. I saw a little thing
I
today
went to a movie town yesterday because
Well, there's one right down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually 2 movie towns in our hometown.
Are you talking about Van Buren or are you talking about
Van
the
Buren.
greater area?
Van Buren. Yeah.
Where's the other one?
There's one across from Walmart, and
Yeah.
there's one next to Harps on the other side of town.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but
I had no idea.
I was gonna get a newspaper from the machine in front of Harps, and I didn't want to go inside of Harps, so across the little parking lot area, I went into the movie town, and I got change for $1.
Yeah.
And I asked for an application because I want to work part time at a movie store. I just think it would be a lot of fun.
You want to be the Randall Graves.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I did not get an application because the woman working there was the cuntiest of cunts.
That sucks.
She said, "We're not hiring."
What a bitch.
Right? Like, I just asked for an application. I didn't say,
Like
Please hire
you don't
me.
have to put like when you're telling people no, you don't put stank on it.
My guess, though, is she doesn't run the place. She's not the owner. She just works there. Come on.
Job
It's a movie.
security.
It's a movie rental place. They can't have more than one employee and be able to stay afloat, right?
I would imagine
So
no.
she was
But I
mean
mean-
because she thought I was trying to take her job.
We are-
because
we
it's the
are-
only job there.
A little bit back in time as far as maybe.
I am a straight white male. I probably could have got her job if I really tried.
You got to pull out that privilege card, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That privilege card is big.
It is.
So let's
Yes.
move on to John's news. Before we get into real news or
Frank.
real news or fake news this week, just want to shout out again. We've got the Patreon. It's patreon.com/DWTK podcast. If anybody wants to donate to the show, keep us alive, keep us afloat.
Yes.
We do have fees that we have to pay each month and a studio to keep up.
Yeah. There's still work needing to be done on the studio. We've got
There is.
the gear, but we need the ambiance.
We do still need some electricity so that we're not putting the old extension cord under the door.
It really it's so janky.
It works, but hey,
It's janky.
the quality of sound here is great. It's only going to stay great if we've got awesome people like you supporting us.
Indeed.
So head over to patreon.com/DWTK podcast, and if you feel like giving us anything, $1 a month, $10
We
a
will
month,
appreciate it.
and you will get a gift in return.
You'll get some swag.
Depending on how much you decide to donate.
Indeed.
But John,
Yes.
news.
All right. So,
All right, the last one you did, I got wrong,
yeah, and that's because it was dark and it just
and the last one I did,
it
you
wasn't
got
even
right.
It wasn't even like funny. Like it was just
No, it was bad.
it was just mean.
Babies dying is never a funny or
like
fun
and it
thing.
was on a satire site, so I don't know. Anyways, okay, so I have to preface this a little bit because this kind of might not be fair because I know you're not quite as much of a sports guy as I am.
Okay,
But do you follow basketball like at all?
not even a little. I
Okay.
can't tell you. I can. Okay, is Kevin Durant still a basketball player?
I think so.
Who's the new Jordan? The guy they're saying.
LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron James. He's still
Yeah.
that might be 2 basketball players that still play. Is Kobe still playing or is he retired?
He's
yet?
retired. This
Okay.
this
Yeah, I
one this
know
one
nothing.
will ring a bell for you though, I think, just because it's outside of basketball. But okay, so you know how those kids went to China, got busted for shoplifting, and then Trump was visiting Asia around that time. He talked to the president of China, got him released.
I somewhat remember hearing something about that.
Okay, so one of the kids who got busted stealing was this kid Lonzo Ball. He's a rookie for the LA Lakers. He's a decent enough player. He got drafted onto the fucking Lakers. He's got some talent. The main story.
So he's not
behind-
short, is what you're saying.
The main story behind this is his dad, LeVar Ball, is just he talks too goddamn much.
Trump?
No, the LeVar Ball, this kid's dad.
Oh, same diff?
Yeah, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, but he won't shut up about how great his kid is,
Okay.
and it's
Are you telling me right
because
now, or you're telling me like this is
this
fact?
this is the backstory because
Okay.
just to make it a little more fair about
Okay.
what's going on. But anyway, so these these guys went over to China and they got busted for shoplifting. I don't know what it was, but it was kind of a news story because Trump had something to do with it.
Okay.
Getting him released, and then he got on Twitter, as he does, and then he said these kids were ungrateful and I should have let them rot in a Chinese prison.
He said that?
Yeah, Trump.
Like that
did.
actually happened?
This is not. I'm not even getting into the
Wow.
story yet. This is actually a thing that
I
happened.
know he said some shitty things, but saying that, fuck.
Yeah. So actually, let me.
Actually, before you get into that,
Yeah.
I just listened to the Dollop podcast.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone listening that hasn't listened to the Dollop, listen to the Dollop. Holy shit, it's the best podcast ever made.
Okay.
It literally, there's nothing better and never will be anything better. It's two comedians. One guy reads a story from American history to the other guy. That's as simple as it gets, right?
Yeah.
But it's the American history stories that they don't teach you in school.
Okay.
It's absurd shit. Well, they had their
like real.
It's
actual
all
shit?
real.
Okay.
It's all, you can go to the website and they've got everything linked out, so all their sources and everything. But they just had their 300th episode.
Good God.
It was a 2-parter.
Yeah.
Each part was just under 2 hours,
Yeah.
but it was about Trump, President Donald John Trump.
So like now
It was the history of Trump from
birth or from just the start of
prior
it?
to birth. Like, so it
Okay.
started out talking about his dad,
Yeah.
up until today, basically, or up until his election.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ! Oh my!
Is
Like,
it really a dystopian fucking nightmare?
I'm a little bit younger. I don't know so much about, apparently in the 80s and whatnot, early 90s, Trump was in the news a lot for just different reasons.
Yeah.
And like everyone knew who he was, and this is not the I don't know if I'm sure it's come across somehow in this podcast. I do have very liberal leanings when it comes to social issues.
Right.
Fiscally, I'm more conservative. That's why I consider myself a libertarian.
See, and there that in and of itself is just a paradox, because if you're
it is.
fiscally conservative, then you don't want to spend any money on social programs, which you support due to your liberalness.
I agree, but see, my liberal on the social issues is I just think anybody should be able to do whatever the fuck they want as long as they're not hurting anyone.
All right.
Leave them alone,
Yeah.
right? So this is not coming from the liberal side of me.
Yeah.
Anyone that is older than me, that knows who Trump is, and that lived through his life,
Yeah.
that saw him in the news, should already know that he is fucking ridiculous, ties to the mob, very racist.
I was
Like the racism stuff, like I only know about it
Are you
from
talking about the
things-
Central Park 5?
that and
Yeah.
like just his business practices
Oh, yeah.
from his hotels and like
evicting
and like his
displacing
casinos. If
people
certain people were coming into the casino, he would make sure that all of the non-white employees were working, like say in a conference room
Yeah.
or somewhere away
Yeah.
where they wouldn't be seen.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking racist.
It's
Like,
gross.
it doesn't. I don't even care about the stuff he has said in the last 2 years. Just going off of his past, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
insane.
I mean,
But the Dollop, definitely listen to that.
okay. So, any hoozle on that tangent. Okay, so of course they're basketball players. They're most of your basketball players aren't white. But anyway, so his actual tweet about what happened, and this is for some basically kids shoplifting
What's
in China.
the title of the article? The headline?
Well, no. This is just his tweet.
Okay.
His tweet was, "Shoplifting is a very big deal in China, as it should be. 5 to 10 years in jail. 5 to 10 years in jail for stealing a Snickers bar? Really? Get the fuck out of here."
Wow.
But not to Father LeVar. Now, this is the father of the kid that I'm talking about, and who
Okay.
right? He doesn't shut his fucking mouth. He really should sometimes, but should have gotten his son out during my next trip to China and said, China told them why they were released. Very ungrateful. And then here's the other one. Now that all 3 of the basketball players are out of China and saved from years in jail, LeVar Ball, the father of Leangelo, is unaccepting of what I did for his son, and that shoplifting is no big deal. I should have left them in jail. You should have left kids who have a promising basketball career in front of them in jail for fuck you, dude. Anyways, he's a cunt, and I can't. How can you be such a miserable fucking
this
person?
whole thing right here, before you get into it, it's reminding me. So Steve, my buddy that I went to the concert with, we were talking, and he is a very conservative Christian Republican.
Yeah.
He voted for Trump and supports him.
Yeah.
One of my best friends.
That's fine.
Yeah. He wants to come on the podcast. I don't know that it'll be anytime when you're in here, because he's not a small guy, and this is not a big room.
Enough room. Yeah.
So sometime in the future, Steve is going to be on an episode, and it might be a short, just pop-up, random middle of the week episode.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting, because we have almost everything we disagree on.
Yeah.
Except for we're both nice guys that enjoy each other's company, playing poker and drinking beer and talking about boobs.
I mean,
stuff.
that's all you need to get along with.
Right?
Like, it doesn't have to. Everything doesn't have to be a thing.
No.
Okay, so anyways, that's the backstory of what was going on. So this kid goes over to China, gets busted shoplifting, gets back to America. So the headline is Lonzo Ball arrested for shoplifting how to shoot a basketball DVD.
Wait, what? Say that one more time.
Lonzo Ball, the kid in question, arrested for shoplifting how to shoot a basketball DVD.
Oh, wait, so they're saying that that's what he was shoplifting? That the DVD...
Not from China. Now, this is after the whole China thing. So he got busted shoplifting in China, came back to America. Or, actually, maybe I'm reading this wrong. Maybe that was his brother. LeVar Ball, the father of LiAngelo. Okay, so LiAngelo's the one...
got arrested for shoplifting?
No, LeVar Ball's the dad. LiAngelo's the one who got arrested. And now it's saying Lonzo Ball in this article, who's the one that actually plays for the Lakers. Fuck.
Who was arrested?
I don't know, actually. Hang on. Okay, so LiAngelo plays for UCLA. Lonzo is his brother, who plays for the Lakers. LeVar is their dad, who's kind of a loudmouth jackass.
Lonzo's NBA.
Lonzo is
college.
already in the NBA. LiAngelo was the one who got busted stealing in China, and he plays for UCLA. So this headline is LiAngelo plays for UCLA.
The Angel plays for the Lakers.
No. He plays for UCLA College.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Lonzo is his brother.
The Angel plays for the Los Angeles.
Yes.
I'm trying to, because these names are too similar, I'm going to forget.
LiAngelo plays for
the Angels. Los Angeles.
Well, yeah, but see, the thing is, Lonzo plays for the Lakers.
Lonzo Lakers. Langelo, Los Angeles.
All
right, go ahead. I got
Los
it.
Angeles. Okay. So anyways, Lonzo Ball, the professional who is not the one who got busted in China, was arrested for...
Wait. Fuck. The whole previous part, I thought you were saying the one that plays for the Lakers was the one that was arrested in China.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but I fucked up.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is his brother. His brother already has been drafted to the NBA.
Okay.
LiAngelo's still in college and got busted for shoplifting. So his brother, who plays for the Lakers... Lonzo, arrested for shoplifting how to shoot a basketball DVD in America.
Does it say he was stealing it to give to his brother?
It does not say he was stealing it to give it to his brother.
I'm just going to say this is real because it's...
You're going to say this is real? Okay. So then the story goes. LA Lakers point guard Lonzo Ball was arrested in Los Angeles today for stealing a DVD from the store. LAPD sources confirm. The rookie swiped a DVD copy of How to Shoot a Basketball from a store in West Hollywood. Video surveillance showed Lonzo Ball taking the DVD, said an LAPD spokesman. He admitted that he did steal the DVD. He said he would pay for it, but thought it was too humiliating to do so because it would be him admitting that he doesn't know how to shoot. The DVD, released in 2001, promises to teach quote-unquote basketball novices the quote-unquote proper form on how to hold and shoot a basketball so they can quote-unquote enjoy a sport loved around the world. The DVD had a for-sale price of $3.99. After being confronted by police, Ball tried to hurl the DVD back into the store but missed the doorway. It was one of the most awkward things I've ever seen, said the arresting officer. I did kind of feel bad for him. I'm not exactly sure how someone is supposed to throw a DVD, but I know what he did wasn't it. Ball will reportedly not fight the charges and accept his punishment, quote unquote, My sons are the greatest shoplifters of all time, said LeVar Ball, quote unquote. Nobody has ever stolen better than them. That's worded weird. Anyways.
This just sounds too stupid to be fake. That's like the coffee thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's real.
You're gonna say this is real?
I'm gonna say it's real.
It is fake.
What the fuck? Why do people write these shitty fucking goddamn? All right, we gotta find a new fucking segment.
Oh, don't be mad because you're bad.
Oh, I'm butthurt. My butt is so hurt right now.
The site is sportspickle.com, which has some very excellent
It's stupid
things.
All right, we're gonna set some ground rules right here. Unless it's football, don't pick up any more sports stories.
All right.
Because I will never.
But okay, how did you not get it from this line alone?
Well, okay, for one,
my sons are the greatest shoplifters. How did you think that was real?
I didn't hear you say that. I blacked out while you were reading that article. I didn't hear most of it.
Wow.
Because I wasn't interested, and I just kind of got lost staring at the lines on the walls.
Are you high?
No, I'm just.
All right.
It was just bullshit.
All right.
Fuck that article.
Yeah. So I'm up 2 now.
God damn it. Tell us about the stupid fucking YouTube channel of the week, John.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
All these flavors.
I don't know.
Salty.
I don't know what this YouTube channel of the week is.
Yeah.
What
So
is
the
it?
YouTube channel of the week is the guy's name is HelixSnake, and I don't know how that... Okay. Anyways, the guy's name is HelixSnake, and this is a video or a channel of a guy who basically breaks video games. I don't really know how to describe what he does. He glitches things, and the way he does it is fucking hilarious. And most of his videos are like less than a minute long, so you're not going to invest a lot of time in deciding whether or not you like this shit or not.
Best.
But yeah, everything he does is funny, and his main thing is this game called Skate, which came out after Tony Hawk or whatever, and it was made by EA, and it's fucking awful, buggy mess. And some of the shit that he manages to do on this is just the funniest shit that I've ever seen. And so yeah, that's it. Quick and dirty. HelixSnake, look him up on YouTube. He fucks up video games, and it's goddamn hilarious.
Cool. Well, so that brings us to the Playboy Advisor.
We're
We're going to get into the Playboy Advisor here. This, again, comes from the September 1981 Bo Derek cover Playboy issue. So the Playboy Advisor for this week. Question. The girl I'm dating told me to get a vacuum pump developer to increase the length and thickness of my penis.
Holy shit.
She claims that a guy she used to date used one with positive results. Do they work? Are they harmful? DV from Sacramento, California.
God, what a different time.
What made me choose this one is the first sentence. I guess it's the first 2 sentences of this response.
Oh, all right.
Normally I don't read the responses, but that was just such a short question and I wanted to see where the answer was going.
Right.
But so, response from the Playboy Advisor here. If the guy she used to date had such positive results, why is she dating you?
Ooh.
Ditch the bitch.
Wow.
Or tell her to use a vacuum pump on her brain. Medical
Jesus.
science has yet to discover a safe, effective method for increasing the size of the penis. That is no cause for despair, though. Most men who worry about their penis size do so unnecessarily. We would also like to say that ads claiming to enlarge a man's penis through various methods or devices not only are false, but may be dangerously irresponsible.
And this is from 1981.
This is before all
you were
those
getting
little ads on your porn
email
sites.
about you need to increase the size of your dick to tear up some lady's butthole or whatever they say.
That's so great.
Oh man.
Well,
you know who used to sell those was oh god, what was his name? The old coach of the Cowboys. He used to sell extends. The guy with the hair. What the hell? Jimmy Jones? Is that no? That's Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones is the owner.
But it was the old coach. What the fuck was his name? Anyways, he sold dick pills because his life apparently derailed after he stopped coaching the Cowboys.
just really wanted to hear a car crash.
Indeed.
Yeah, so that pretty much does it for Don't Wake the Kids this week. But so for you dads out there, if your wife wants to do a water birth, don't get in the pool.
Sorry, I don't care.